All right, the final chapter of Aggressive Ambition. We're back at where we started with this final stage, stage 7. Back at Daytona. Not exactly my strong suit, but that's how it's gonna be. All right, add to the drama, right? As we have just about 30 minutes remain, but the car is in service. So yeah, after watching a few ads, now we're down to 25 minutes for 4 goals. So not much time to spare. All right, and starting with a goal 1, it's gonna be the fastest lap time challenge. And a couple of things here. It's gonna be a 3 lap with this extended roll in. So it's more like almost like 3.5 laps. So lap count isn't that big of a deal under normal circumstances. In fact, if you have enough time, it provides you with extra lap to improve your lap time if you're struggling. So it allows you more time to learn the track, right? Because you cannot be too cavalier with how you run this track, because obviously there's 3-second off track allowed. So 3 seconds is decent amount, but it's not like you cannot just go off track all the time. And also you cannot damage your car, which should be a bigger concern, as I kind of rub off on the Venom GT. So yeah, so under normal circumstances, if you have more time to complete this, having 3 laps with the extended roll in wouldn't be that big of an issue. But since I am running against the clock here, having another lap added to what I have to do just makes that much more pressure, adds to the pressure of time. And don't do that. So light bumping allowed, as long as you don't completely smash into a wall or any other car, right? So be careful when you're running this event. As you might have noticed already, the car does get very unruly at high speed, and the braking, I ran into a wall there in the chicane because I missed my braking point. Because you cannot go too slow. As you notice, I am not able to get the fastest lap. I'm the 3rd fastest at the moment after the 1st lap. So I gotta keep up with these guys and not, slow down too much. So obviously, having 3 laps, if I don't get the fastest lap in this one, then I have one more opportunity. But I really don't want to, push it to the last lap, because as is, there's enough pressure, right? So I'm gonna try to set the faster lap in this lap 2. That's significantly more improved, although I clipped the inside corner on the exit, so added a little bit to the off-track time there. But we're given 3 seconds, so we're okay here. So, and then as we're approaching the finish line, there we go. Now we got the fastest lap time. So that in this one, the rank shows us where we are if you miss the lap timer, right? Because it shows up relatively short amount of time in either red or green, the offset. Obviously, if you see green numbers pop up, that means you have the fastest lap time. But if you see a red number that shows up right above the off-track timer, that means obviously you have some work to do. So I already set the fastest lap in lap 2. So lap 3 is not as big of a time crunch. Obviously I don't want to slack off too much, But the more important challenge in the final lap is to keep it clean so I don't go off track and get disqualified or, crash. So in terms of lap time, I think I am, pretty safe, right? Typically with these fastest lap challenge event, that's how it goes. So there it is, minute 16.099 is good enough for the gold trophy, the fastest lap time. All right, and then once we are through collecting our fame points, we can compare with our opponents. So Romano, minute 16.732. So, 0.7 points, closer to 0.6 second gap in this track with these cars is a decent amount of gap, I would say. But anyway, the bigger concern here is the fact that I don't have time, yet I need to get this car serviced. And on my Android here, I'm down to 14 minutes now. On my Android, the ads don't come right away. They are slow. So let's see. So after watching the ads to get the car serviced, and after a couple of failed attempts, I'm down to now 5 minutes here for challenge number 2. And of course, this is an elimination, which means you have to run for now this is a 7-car grid, so at least it's not quite it's 20 seconds less than our normal elimination, but it's still 2 minutes that I really cannot spare at this moment. So I better make this one count, as winning the elimination, as you can see, isn't terribly challenging because you can pull ahead fairly early on, especially if you're running with 21 upgrades like I am here, even though it's slightly under the recommended PR. But what does the recommended PR mean anyway? In my opinion, I don't think it means really much, because in some goals earlier on, even when you meet the PR recommended PR, it's not all that smooth sailing at times. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt, right? Anyway, so with this one, obviously we gotta bring the average speed up to 248 kph, which of course is only going to happen while you're on this outer rim, the speedway section of the circuit. And let's see, no damage. So that only really applies at the beginning of this elimination, because you kind of have to, get through the crowd without bumping into anybody too hard. Slight scratching, obviously, is allowed, but you don't want to just crash into anybody. And then, of course, you're given a certain amount of, in this case, 2 seconds of off-track time. And the thing is, once you come on the inside, you cannot slow down too much, because that's about the time when the timer is gonna run out with the final guy eliminated. It's almost like if we had 8-car elimination, it would have been easier, because obviously then you have that extra time at the end to build the speed back up while you're out in the speedway section. So took me a couple of tries to get through it, but I did get through it, and it does put the car in red yet again, because I wasn't able to just nail it the first try, as you can see. Now, I'm not servicing the car because how much time do I have left here? 50 seconds. Right. So there's no way I'm gonna be able to complete this gold 3. So I gotta skip with 120 gold. I know they like knew it. Previous goals were 100 gold to skip. This one 120. And then of course now we're down to 25 seconds. The final goal actually is pretty easy, because it's the kind of a victory lap kind of a deal here. So I don't even need to get the car serviced. I need to do, of course, what, 5 donuts and just, you know, complete it, right? So we'll just do that. I know, starting in 2nd place. And here, let's do some donuts, shall we? There we go. By the pit. Right? Ahmed runs by and make sure we don't get in the way of the others. We don't want to disturb our... I guess I didn't get quite 5 donuts there. Let's get one more in. That should do it, right? There we go. Alright, so we got the 5 donuts in. Then I don't think we need to even win, but they slow down so much that even after doing 5 donuts, I am able to catch up to everybody and win. So yeah, that's the casualty of, I guess, the New Year's party. 120 gold to skip the penultimate goal. In my case, was the casualty. So you know what? It's worth it for me. You know, gotta live a little, right? Alright, so there it is, the final gold trophy. Pretty easy. Didn't even need to service the car. Of course, if I service the car, I guess once you have gotten into the final goal, even when the clock runs out, you are given a chance to run, so you're okay. But, you know, as it turns out, it's a easy challenge that you can complete even when the car is in critical condition. So there we go. I would love to have at least given myself a chance to try that goal 3. So I'll just have to try it on my other account, which I haven't even started this event yet, because you know, I kind of knew going in. Running 2 accounts at the same time with these special events always tricky, you know. Anyway, collect those extra remaining 25 gold reward, and of course the grand prize, Koenigsegg Agera RS. I'm not sure how often I'll be actually using this car. And yeah, there it is, January 2nd. Yes, happy belated New Year's to you all. And all right. So hopefully you guys have, if you haven't run through this yet, there's still plenty of time to run through. And as you notice, hopefully you will be able to manage the time better than I have, because you just witnessed how crazy things can get. And if you're a bit tighter on your budget, you might have a harder time getting through these. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, bearing with me through my shenanigans here. So we'll see you in the next video. Take care.